Rosario is regarded as the most dangerous city in Argentina. It is the third biggest city in the country, and it is also famous for being the hometown of the footballer Lionel Messi. However, is the city really as dangerous as what some people say it is? And is the city even worth visiting? Well, I personally spent a few weeks in the city, and I can categorically say it is nowhere near as bad as what people online make it out to be. You can tell from these clips here, the city is full of some really nice historic architecture. It is a very vibrant city, certainly one of the most vibrant cities in Argentina. They regularly put on events in the city. They have some really nice parks in the city, such as Parque de la Independencia. And if you do have good sunny weather when you are in the city, one of the best things you can do in Rosario is go and have a walk by the river Paraná. You're going to see lots of families out. You're going to see lots of people having picnics. You're going to see lots of people going for runs along the river. You're going to see lots of food vendors and street food. One of the nicest streets to walk down is also somewhere called Boulevard Oroño. You've got trees that line the avenue here, nice cafes and nice buildings and churches and colourful flowers. So hopefully, just by looking at these clips and listening to my commentary, you are able to discern that Rosario certainly is not a city to be intimidated by at all. And in fact, I would say it is a very pleasant city, much more pleasant than many famous cities in Europe these days. It is perhaps overall a little grittier than Buenos Aires, for example, but if you stick to the tourist zones of Rosario, it is, in my view, a really nice city. Now let's discuss which neighborhoods in the city you should stay in if you're coming to Rosario, because obviously there are some dangerous suburbs that you won't want to stay in. However, just quickly before that, don't forget, if you are coming to Argentina, you do need to have a travel insurance. This is a brand new entry requirement that you need to have when going through the Argentinian border. Your travel insurance does have to cover healthcare in Argentina. If you do need some pay-as-you-go monthly travel insurance, I have put a link down below in the description to this video where you can get some insurance for prices starting around $56 per month. This is especially good if you are coming to Argentina on a one-way ticket and you don't know how long you're going to be in the country for. Now, going back to Rosario and where you should stay, I recommend staying anywhere in this region that I've highlighted on the screen here. This is the center of the city, and I felt pretty safe walking around all over this region of Rosario. I've highlighted now on this clip here a pedestrianized street, and this pedestrianized street is called Cordoba, and this is kind of like the high street of Rosario, if you will. It looks like this here, as you can see, nice architecture, cafes, shops, food options. So if you can stay within a 5 or 10 minute walk from this street, I do think that is good. And then if you walk down this street heading to the east, you end up at the famous flag monument that you see on the screen here. Alternatively, if you're on the Cordoba street and you walk to the west, you end up at this boulevard I've talked about before, the Boulevard Oroño. The boulevard runs down from the Parque de la Independencia up to the Paraná River. Once again, if you're a 5 minute walk away from the boulevard, I do think that is ideal. And ideally, you want to be staying to the east of the boulevard. If you stay to the west, I do think the west is a little bit rougher, sketchier buildings, sketchier vibe. So do stay to the east if you can. Now, if you want to be near some of the nightlife in Rosario and some of the really good bars in the city, I recommend staying in this region. This area is called Pinchincha, and you find here a lot of the best bars in the city. Good beer, good wine, all of that kind of stuff. And you do have good ice cream shops and good cafes in Pinchincha as well. It is a walkable neighborhood, and I did feel safe walking around here at night time. Now, in terms of getting around the city, there is no metro system. There is also no tram system, but luckily all of the things that you will want to see in Rosario are relatively nearby to each other and relatively within walking distance, but you can use the Uber application in Rosario. I've used it multiple times. It works perfectly fine. Uber rides are affordable in Rosario. There is another ride sharing app called Cabify that they do use in Argentina, but if you don't have an Argentinian bank card and if you don't have an Argentinian national identity number, then you're going to have problems using Cabify. So Uber works just fine. Now, as for getting to Rosario, you're probably going to be coming from Buenos Aires, or maybe you're going to be coming from Cordoba. The best way to get to Rosario is by bus, arriving here at the Rosario bus terminal. buses will take you around 4 to 5 hours from Buenos Aires, and then you can call an Uber from the bus terminal to your accommodation. There are no problems with using Uber at the bus terminal. I would not recommend staying near the bus terminal because it is a little bit sketchier, though there is a market you can check out there. It's called Mercado del Patio, and you do have some food stalls and some drink options, and there is like a restaurant and a bar there. Alternatively, you can actually catch the train from Buenos Aires up to Rosario. The trains in Argentina do tend to be cheaper than buses, and the train journeys are always longer as well. The train journey from Buenos Aires to Rosario is about 6.5 hours to 7 hours, and as you can see here, the train journeys tend to be overnight as well, so that's one disadvantage of the train. However, if you will get the train, when you buy your ticket online, make sure you put your destination as Rosario Norte, not Rosario Sur. Rosario Sur is Rosario South train station, and that station is quite far away from the city centre. You want to go to Rosario Norte, Rosario North, that is the train station nearest to the centre. If you do want to book trains in Argentina, you do need to use the Trenes Argentinos website. You then click onto this button, and then after that you click onto the Compra online button, and then you can book your tickets. Trains in Argentina do tend to sell out in advance, so do book your train tickets a few weeks in advance. Now, if you're coming to Rosario and you do like football, there are two big football clubs in Rosario. You have Newell's Old Boys and you have Rosario Central. Newell's Old Boys was actually the club that Messi played for when he was a youth player, and the stadium, the Marcelo Bielsa Stadium, is located in the Parque de la Independencia. The other club, as I mentioned, Rosario Central, their stadium is located up here, and this was actually the first club of Angel Di Maria, and actually Angel Di Maria is playing for Rosario Central as I record this video. There is a big rivalry between the two football clubs. Now, one other thing to mention that I did notice about Rosario, there does seem to be a bit of a nationalist vibe amongst the city. You can see on the screen here this graffiti saying Yankee go home. I don't know why though, because there are barely any foreigners in Rosario, but there you go. But personally, I did find the people in Rosario to be friendly, especially in cafes. It was not uncommon for workers in cafes to ask me, "De donde sos?" Where are you from? And when I respond Inglaterra, England, the response is generally always nice and generally always met with a smile. You do have to sometimes hold your breath in Argentina when you reveal that you are English for obvious reasons from the 80s, but I had absolutely no issues in Rosario, even if the graffiti on the walls would suggest otherwise. Now, if you are from Rosario, do comment below and let me know your tips and recommendations for tourists coming to visit your city. What do you recommend other viewers watching this video to do when they come to visit Rosario? Additionally, if you are a foreigner who has been to Rosario in the past, do let me know your thoughts on the city, and if you're a foreigner coming to Argentina soon, let me know if Rosario is in your Argentina itinerary.